What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, Uncle Fred. What's up, Facebook and all other social media outlets that are looking at this video and going to be shared this video. It's your boy, Uncle Fred, back in the house, back in here one more again with some more content. Been away for a couple of days. A lot of things have happened in the world of sports as it relates to the NFL. I'm going to try to keep y'all abreast of. Last time I talked to you, I talked to you about Urban Meyer firing and the COVID and Travis Hunter. Now, since that has happened, I was wanting to try to get with you on Wednesday. I think that was Tuesday that I talked to you. Want to come back, but we had some things go on Wednesday and Thursday. I couldn't get my equipment right and whatever. But so I'm late getting my pick'ems in for week 15. And I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm gonna go 1-1 on the first two games because I picked one and I picked the other one of games that have already been played now. And I'm going to talk about those two games at the latter end of this video. But let's go ahead and get you up to date on the developments that's going on in the world of the NFL. Like I said, go ahead and hit that like, hit that subscribe, leave a comment, hit the notification bar, come apart and get involved in the Uncle Fred sports experience. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. So let's go ahead and get this thing cracking. So if you guys will remember, at the beginning of the NFL season this year, the NFL made some proclamations. They said that, number one, we will not postpone games. We're putting the onus on each individual teams to police, manage your protocols for the pandemic purposes. Okay. And if you fail to meet, these requirements and there is an outbreak in your facility, we will not postpone games. You will play those games. And if you become to a point where you don't have enough players to field a team for said games, then the whatever I won't say the price, whatever the network's revenue is for that game that the NFL receives for the broadcast of that game that you would not be able to fulfill, you will cut the NFL a check for the proceeds equal to the amount that game would have been. They got a package. You got 16 games. Well, if it's CBS or whatever, you got 14 games. Well, I think it's 7 games, and the other one has 7 games, and you got, there's one on NBC, there's one on ESPN at night, on Monday night. So I think it's like split, sort of like, kind of sort of like that. So Fox gets half and CBS gets the other half. So whatever, if Fox has 6 games this week, then they split that, 6 ways, and that's how much that game would have been for that week. And so because you're not going to be able to play that game, the NFL is like, we're not going to be short no money, So, but as the league season has gone on and, the cases have come and gone, they've risen and fallen. You've got the Aaron Rodgers thing and, the other, stuff going on. So there's been some things, the Amari Cooper thing, and, you had some things go on. Well, unless you've been under a rock, we've got this Omicron, I hope I'm saying that right, variant that is, it's not only hitting the NFL, it's hitting the NBA too. NBA is postponing games, a couple of teams have been hit real hard in the NBA. The New Jersey, the Brooklyn Nets, the Sacramento Kings, and there's a few other teams. Chicago Bulls. There was a couple of teams that have had like as many as 6, 7. The Los Angeles Lakers, to name a big market team or whatever. They got like 6 guys on safety, health and safety protocols. Okay, there's only 12 men on the team, 12 to 15 on the team. So if you got 6 or 7 that's on, so NFL roster consists of 53 men. So, and those teams will have, I think when the Rams and the Cardinals played together, I think the Rams had like 5. I think Jalen Ramsey, Tyler Higbee, and I think it was an offensive lineman and another defensive player. They had like 5, I think, that they were going to bat without. And so that's been him. But then as the weeks have gone on, the numbers have risen and tremendously. So now they've actually postponed a total of 3 games. They did something they said they were not going to do. Okay. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that. So there are 3 games that were coming on, 2 this weekend. 1 this weekend and 2 for Sunday have been moved to later in the week. And I'm going to tell you how all those logistics kind of work and, what kind of things, the ripple effect that this has. And then some of the, the pushback that came from some of the other teams, and which I think is kind of small-minded, and I'll tell you my thoughts on that. But let's just go ahead and get into this. So the NFL, and I'm just going to read you right from the report, and I'm just going to give you my perspective. The NFL streak of 14 weeks of not needing to move or cancel games due to protocols is over, as we just said. Albert Breer reported Saturday the game between the Raiders and Browns have been moved to Monday. Okay. And the Sunday NFC East matchup between the Eagles and the Washington football team is moved to Tuesday. Okay. And then the Rams and the Seahawks game, which was supposed to be Sunday at 3:25, has been moved to Tuesday as well. Okay. And we'll go over that here in a minute. So what's going on is that the Rams and Browns will play at 5 o'clock on Monday. Now, I'm not sure if that's local time. If that's local time, that'll be 4 o'clock Central time because they're playing at Cleveland, and that's Eastern. So if that's 5 o'clock Eastern time, that's like 4 o'clock Central time and, 3 o'clock Mountain, 2 o'clock Pacific, that sort of thing. And then the Seahawks and the Rams will be both games, Seahawks and the Rams, and the Washington football team and the Eagles games will both be at 7 o'clock on Tuesday, but understand they're on 2 different coasts. Okay. The Eagles are playing at Washington, which is on the East Coast. That's East Coast time at 7 o'clock, which, would be 6 o'clock here at Central time, and then 5 o'clock Mountain time, and 4 o'clock Pacific time. And then, of course, the Rams and Seahawks game says it's 7. Now, I'm wondering if that's Eastern time. If that's 7 Eastern time, that means they'll both be on at the same time. But I'm thinking it's 7 Western time, which was like 4 o'clock Eastern time, 5 o'clock, Mountain time. 5 o'clock Central time, 6 o'clock Mountain time, and what have you. So, but they'll both be on Tuesday. All 3 games have playoff implications. All 6 of these teams have a shot at the NFL playoffs. And I think out of the 32 teams, I think I read somewhere there's 25 of the 32 teams are still in playoff contention. So it was essential to move these games. And I'm going to tell you why here as we get this thing unwound here. Okay. And then it goes on to say that news follows the NFL's increase in COVID-related restrictions. Now, they have come up with new protocol stipulations that they want the team, as a result of the rise and the kick and the spike in the numbers of this new variant, they've come up with some new protocols. And I'm going to tell you what they are. I'm going to give them to you. So you'll be, up to date on what's going on. Because I'm afraid to tell you what's going on. All right. Masking regardless of vaccination status. Okay. So before, if you were unvaccinated, you had to wear a mask. And anytime you're in mixing in crowds of stuff, like I was watching the game tonight, and Carson Wentz, who's openly telling you he's not vaccinated, every time you see him on the sideline, his mask is up. If he's talking to somebody, he'll pull it down. It's going, and it's right back up. So he's doing his thing. Masking regardless of vaccination status. So you got to wear your mask. Okay. 2, remote or outdoors meetings. So either you meet via remote, Zoom, FaceTime, any of these type of apparatuses to do your meetings, or outdoors, because outdoors is better instead of indoors where all the air and stuff is trapped in. So outdoors. And thirdly, eliminating in-person meals. Okay. So eliminate those sorts of things, and then no persons outside or outside visitors while on team travel. So you traveling, no, can't nobody come see you while you come there. Your girl can't come see you. Your none of that can come see you. Your family members, they can't come see you while you there. That kind of stuff. So they're trying to eliminate now. Well, they're trying to just tie up all the loose ends. Okay, because what's happening is, see, last year they were kind of sort of in a kind of like bubble, sort of. This year they've kind of let players police themselves. Okay, you can kind of come and go as you please, but people are not understanding when they go places. You come in contact with folks. Everybody is wanting everything to be normal. Then we just go. I'm gonna go and go wherever, and especially after the holidays. You bring people are coming in. People are going out. People are coming in, flying in from airports all over the country, and then going. You're seeing family members. You don't know where they've been, who they've been in contact with. You go, you hugging them, and all the kind of stuff. And then a couple 2 weeks later, you got whatever. So they're trying to get a handle on these type of things. And so it's kind of hard because you're trying to you don't want these people to become recluses, but you got to understand that if you can get through the end of the season, you can do whatever you want. But why? But you only work from September to January. From January to July, you do whatever you want. But you work between here and here. So if I was a football player, I probably would be thinking how they think. But as an outsider, I guess I'm saying, like, dude, you only work like 5 months out the year. In terms of can you limit those months and just kind of do what you need to do, because that's where you make your money. But so that's the thing there. So league is also strongly encouraging those that have been vaccinated to get the booster shots. Here's the full statement from the NFL, and we're gonna get on to our pick'ems and stuff. Throughout the pandemic, we have continuously evolved our protocols, and I like that. I know they came in with the strong stance at the beginning. We will do this, 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 and this. But as this thing is kind of ebbed and flowed, they see a need to kind of, okay, I know we made some, we put this in the Constitution. We're gonna give you some amendments now. You know how that Constitution, you put amendments in. It's a living document, right? Fred been in school before too. Come on. And so, they've evolved in their protocol to meet the goals of advancing the safety of players, coaches, and staff. These changes they're making today aimed at addressing the increase in cases and the advent of the Omicron variant, effective immediately. And then it tells all the things I just told you. All regardless of vaccination status. Then the remotes or outdoor meetings are preferred. Eliminating in-person meals, and no outdoor visitors, no outside visitors while on team travels. Booster shots are encouraged. Finally, and based on expert advice, we will adjust and return to participation requirements for those who have recovered from the virus. All these changes are grounded in our data and science-based approach. And with the safety, our number one goal for the entire NFL community. Sounds like a written statement to me. So what does that mean? That just means that we have heard that the Cleveland Browns it was reported at one point up to 20 people in safety protocols. You only field 53 men for a game. So if 20 is missing, that means you can only field a team of 33. So it means you got 11 on offense, 11 on defense, and you got special teams. That means you got no bench. So guys are almost going to have to play the entire game. And so what people are not understanding is, because I had a friend that would say, well, I think, because I think the team he likes was like, they were getting, in my opinion, they was kind of getting screwed a little bit with it because they was having to move their games here and there, move this because of this team, move their games here because of that team, and that sort of thing. And I was trying to tell, I said, well, yeah, but you can't put a team out there with like 10 practice squad players on the team. That ain't fair. Because then you only field so many players. And if you get, you're going up there with 33 players and they got to play the whole thing. What if somebody get hurt? Because when you got a guy, you playing the whole game, and it kind of speaks to the what do they call it? The integrity of the game component, because so that's the thing. So yeah, and I think Washington had like 10, 8-10, and I was kind of concerned because I'm a Cowboy fan, and the Cowboys just played them. How many of our players got? We just played the Washington football team last week, and so they had to move their game. And of course, you saw the Rams on Monday, and they were shorthanded, and they've got a bunch of guys that are now on the list. So that's why they've had to move their game. So, which prompted some of the players from the Eagles who are playing the Washington football team to issue the following: why do we gotta mess up our schedule because y'all couldn't handle y'all's business, or something to that effect? Now, on the surface, you might say, yeah, because now we got to play on Tuesday, because I think their game is Tuesday at 7 o'clock, and then turn around and play Sunday. Okay. So on one hand, I see what they're saying, because in his mind, well, Washington, y'all didn't do what y'all supposed to have done. We handling our business, and we didn't get our guys caught up. Our guys didn't get caught up. So you making us pay by, waiting 2 extra days to play our game, and then got to turn around 5 days later and play another game. That's not fair to us. Okay. And so on the surface, that looks like that makes sense until I go back and I look at the records, and I'm like, Philly, y'all were on a bye last week. Okay. Y'all were on a bye last week. So y'all gonna get 9 days off between games, a week plus 2 days, and then come back, in 5 days. I think that's okay. Now some of these other teams like Seattle, they might be like, dude, we got to play next week. Why are you doing it? Because there's no more buys. This thing came at the worst possible time because there's no more buys. The buys ended last week. Philadelphia, Miami, New England, and Indianapolis were the last 4 teams to have buys. So from this point on, there'll be 16 games. There'll be nobody laying out. See, if these things had happened 2-3 weeks ago, they could have just used that as a bye week and then filled that game in on the week that they were supposed to have had a bye. You could play with that, but after the bye is over, you can't do that. But see, no, I can't hear that from Philadelphia because y'all was on a bye last week. So y'all was off anyway. So y'all got already off a week. So really, it ain't really, to me, it ain't fair when a team is on a bye and other team had to play last week. You got like a week head start of rest and recuperation. That's just like in the NBA, a team played back-to-back games on like a Thursday night and a Friday night, and then the team on Friday night that they were playing been off since Tuesday. Well, that ain't fair. He been resting for 3 days, and I had to play last night and travel. So that ain't fair. So I understand what the Eagles was talking about from a general principle perspective, but I don't want to hear that from them because y'all was off last week. Okay. And realistically, if they was playing on Monday night, they would have to play on Sunday. So it's just about 12 hours later than that. So I mean, you got to start looking at things from that perspective, So, and I know it's some things they got to do, and like I said, the Washington football team, they just played Sunday. They get an extra 3 days off. Hopefully, get some guys, get some negative tests and be ready to play. And then Cleveland and the Raiders, the Raiders might have been saying the same thing. They played Sunday. They got played, 2 days later. But I'm not trying to hear that from the Eagles, who had a bye last week. I'm not trying to hear that from y'all. I'm just not. Okay, tell it to somebody else. All right. And so I sort of made the comment that because these people are acting as though these teams intended to get positive tests. And the reason a lot of teams didn't get as many is that, just luck of the draw. You didn't get, you was doing the same thing they was doing, but maybe, something didn't go this way and that one went that way and they got some and you didn't. But what I would like for people to start doing, and this is just an Uncle Fredism, and I got to put one of these in all my videos because I get, I just want people to do right, act right, live right, think right, with folks, because you got to live with other folks in society. Okay. What I would like for folks to do is to think about somebody other than themselves when they do certain things. Okay. And that means that's in everything. That means even in this thing, if I'm somebody that I think I might, and I'm playing with other players, yeah, I might will get the vaccine and whatever if I'm thinking, if that's something, because I want to make sure that everybody that's around me is healthy and safe. It ain't just about me. I'm looking about the next person next to him, and that kind of thing. And even in this kind of situation here, the Eagles is only thinking about their own self. They're not looking at the standpoint that, what if the situation was the other way and you had 20 guys out? You'd want them to let y'all have a couple of days to get y'all's guys back, wouldn't you? Okay. Most of the time, folks see their life in a bubble or in a vacuum, and I can't stand that about people because I'm like, dude, just put yourself in another person's shoes for a couple of seconds, and act accordingly. I always tell the story, like, many times I'll be driving going to work, and I'll leave my house and I'll pull out into the turn lane, to go across, and there'll be somebody coming down the road in the left lane. And I'm like expecting them to slow down or slide over the right lane so I can get over, and they won't do it. They're thinking, get over the best way you can, buddy. And I'm like, okay, so you're going to drive with me all the way down the road. And then when you get to the end of the cross street, you get in the right lane because you're turning right on that street. And see, that irritates me. It's like, oh, you didn't get in the right lane when it would help me, but you got in the right lane when it served you. Okay, so what I'm saying is, yeah, if it's something you can do, and it'll help somebody else, and it's not going to kill you to do it, just do it. It's not, just do that. You come in the door and somebody's behind you, hold the door for them. Is that so hard? You got something, you go into the door, somebody carrying a couple of, yeah, I got that for you, man. Come on through. What are you doing? You going through the gas pumps, it's a long line, the thing opens up, go to the far pump and let the guy behind you get the pump behind you. Don't stop at the first pump. Think this thing around. So Philly, think about if this thing was the other way and y'all had 20 guys that's on the COVID list, and you couldn't field a competent team, you'd want 2 or 3 extra days to get y'all stuff together, wouldn't you? Okay. All right, that same guy. If you was pulling out in the traffic, you would want somebody to let you over so you could go on about your business, wouldn't you? Hey, think about somebody other than yourself. That's all. That's an Uncle Fredism. That's just me being me. I gotta put that in my thing too. Do treat other folks like you want somebody to treat you. If it ain't gonna hurt you. If it's gonna help somebody, it ain't gonna kill you to do it. Go on to do it. What is that? Whatever, man. So anyhow. So anyway, so because of all these things going on, we're a couple of days late doing our pick'ems and stuff. So I was gonna come back Wednesday, couldn't do them Wednesday or Thursday or Friday. So I'm here today doing the pick'ems. But the thing is, only got already 2 games has already got away from us. Okay. Now I'm gonna be honest. We played an honor game here. We play. We're in the honor system. The first 2 games was Kansas City and the Los Angeles Chargers. I was gonna pick Kansas City because I rolls with Pat. I like the Chargers too, but I didn't think there was no way the Chargers was gonna beat them twice. So I was gonna roll with Pat. And I will admit I had the New England Patriots tonight versus the Indianapolis Colts. So I'm gonna take an L on that one because I had the Patriots to win that one. Uncle Fred gonna shoot you straight. So let's go ahead and talk about those 2 games. Let's go get on with the rest of our picks. So we know the game Thursday night between the Chargers and the Chiefs and the Chargers at SoFi Stadium. And the game, it was a thrilling game, 34-28 overtime. Patrick Mahomes hits Travis Kelce with a 34-yard touchdown, catches it in traffic, splits the defense, runs down the sideline, 34 yards, touchdown. And Patrick Mahomes was 31 of 47 for 403 yards, I think. Let me make sure I ain't lying to you. Make sure old Fred ain't lying to you now. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna try to tell you what's really going on. All right. Yeah, I did have it here. I had it. Where is that at? Hey, when I can't find my stuff, man. Okay. All right. Here we go. 31 are outright. 31 for 47 for 410 yards and 3 touchdowns. Okay. And Travis Kelce, 10 catches, 191 yards, career high. 10 for 191 and 2 touchdowns. And Tyreek Hill, the Cheetah, 12 catches, 148 yards and a touchdown. Okay. And most of the game, for the most part, Chiefs scored the first 2 touchdowns. First 2 scores came on a touchdown, then a field goal by Butker, and then the Chargers came back with 2 straight touchdowns. Herbert went in for a touchdown, and he hit Jalen Guyton with a touchdown pass, and they go up 14-10. Then the drama starts because right before halftime, the Chargers had a goal-to-go opportunity inside the 5-yard line. First and goal, second and goal, third and goal, fourth and goal with like some seconds left before halftime. So, no-brainer, right? Kick the field goal, you go up 17-10 because they're up 14-10 at the time. Kick the field goal, you go up 14-10. But if you've been watching the Chargers all season, Brandon Staley go for, I've been calling him Don Staley. Oh, his name is Brandon Staley, all right? Uncle Fred sometimes y'all know I'll be having a problem with names and remembering names and stuff like that. That's always. But anyway, I digress. If you've been watching the games all season, you've known the Chargers go for 4th down a lot. I would probably imagine 3-4 times a game. Okay. Never seen them do it in goal-to-go situations, though. Okay. So they decide to go for it on 4th down, and they don't get it. And I came in with the play was. They don't get it. So I'm like, just take the points and go up 17-10. Okay. You up a touchdown. Okay. No, they're gonna go for the extra. They're gonna go for the touchdown on 4th and goal. They talked to Brandon Staley after the game, and so and a lot of people was on him because they feel like it's the geek squad or the analytics squad versus the eye test people. The people that that know football, that been growed up with football, that know can look at a thing and tell you what a formation is, that sort of thing. Against the people that's putting things in the computer and spitting out data. Because apparently the data tells you, if it's 4th and less than something, your chances are better to score, to get the first down on, if it's 4th and less than something than punting. But, old conventional, old school things, if it's 4th down, if it ain't the 4th quarter and we ain't 2 scores down in the 3rd quarter or 3 scores down in the 3rd quarter, we don't go for 4th down, we punt the football. But the analytics have told people that if it's 4th and like 2 or 3, and percentage-wise, you got a better chance of getting those 3 yards on that next play, and keeping the drive going. So they do that. So that's kind of like in basketball, 3-point shots are more now because analytics is shown, if you take 30% of threes, that's equal to 50% of twos. So it's an analytics thing. So a lot of people are scared. So they talked to him after the game. He's like, well, this is what everybody's watched us. This is what we've been doing all season. We're a confident group. We believe in what we're doing. We believe in our process. We believe in this is what we're doing. Our players are confident. I'm confident in my players. Yada, yada, yada. And this is what we do. And I agree with that because that's what they have been doing. However, I think there's a time, like I said before, King Solomon, a time and a place for everything. And a time for everything under the sun. Okay. And to me, with the halftime coming up and you got a 4-point lead, you inside the 5, it's 4th down, I'm kicking that field goal every day and twice on Sunday, kicking and giving that. Now, some of them other ones, because there was 2 others in the second half we're going to get to that they didn't get. And so, whatever. So anyway, third quarter comes around. It really ain't no scoring. It's just back and forth, no scoring, 3 plays punt, 5 plays punt, whatever. And only scoring was the Chiefs kicking a field goal, a 35-yard field goal by Harrison Butker. Now it's 14-13 going into the fourth quarter. And that's when all the fun starts. Okay. Because the Chargers drove down inside the 5-yard line again and had a 4th down and tried for it, didn't get it. And the guy fumbled. And the Chiefs took over and drove. Okay. But, they got an interception too because Patrick Mahomes threw an interception. What's the dude's name? Atlanta Ingalzo, linebacker, jumped back. I don't want to mess the brother's name up. I don't want to mess up the brother's name. Sure don't. I like to make sure I get folks' name right. You know what I'm saying? And I had it wrote down on one of these little tabs here, and I can hear it is right here. Uchenna Nwosu, that's his name. Very athletic linebacker. Baited Patrick Mahomes and stepped back into his passing lane, tipped the ball and intercepted it. And they got a touchdown run by Austin Eckler. And they went up 21-13. Okay. And of course now Chiefs come right back and they get a touchdown of their own. And so they get the 2-point conversion. And so now it's 21 apiece. And then the Chargers go down and they get a touchdown pass to Keenan Allen, and they go up 28-21. And then with 3 minutes or so left in the game, and then Pat just takes and goes 7 plays, 75 yards, and hits who did he hit in that end zone on that play? You got your boys scrambling, trying to remember who did what, when, and where. You know how that go. But anywho, he hit. Want to say it was because I know it hit Clyde Edwards-Helaire for the 2-point conversion. And so it tied it up. That was on the last touchdown. I think he hit might have been Byron Pringle for the touchdown and tied it up at 28 with 1:16 left. And the Chargers tried to drive it, but they couldn't get it, so they finally just downed it. Okay. And they kicked it, and then they go to overtime. Okay. Now there was 2 other times in the drive that they went for it on 4th down and didn't get it. Okay. And then the Chiefs went for it on 4th down too and didn't get it. And Patrick Mahomes tried to as a matter of fact, when he didn't do that, the Chargers drove 92 yards. And then that's when they had their fumble trying to go for it on 4th down. So you had dueling 4th down goal-to-goal situations. The Chiefs did it once. The Chargers did it 3 times. I kind of got out of sequence here. So first of all, the Chiefs were down inside the red zone. They went for it on 4th down after the Chargers had done it before, and they tried it, and it was one of the quick flanker screens where when the quarterback's doing the cadence, the receivers running back and forth across them, and he went back and he turned and went the same way he came and went out into the flat. And what it was supposed to be is going to be a quick screen. The ball's going to be snapped to Mahomes. He's going to quick and flip it out there before the defense recovered. But it was so quick, he didn't get his hands on the laces good, and he threw it in the ground. So that was their 4th down. They didn't get it. And so the Chargers drove from that to the Kansas City 1-yard line, and they tried it on 4th down and didn't get it. And the guy fumbled. And then the Chiefs got the ball on the 2. And then that's when Mahomes threw the interception. And they got the ball. And they scored the touchdown. That's when they scored the touchdown. And the Chiefs went down and got a touchdown. And the Chargers got a touchdown. And, and so we end up 28-28 going into overtime. Okay. Melvin Ingram, they know he was a captain. He picked tails, and it went tails. And the Chiefs went 9 plays, 75 yards, touchdown. Travis Kelce, 34 yards. See ya. Everybody drive home safe. So it looks like a Chiefs win. From all the indications, the Chiefs win. They go to 10-4. But what you really want to look at is that, and what everybody was talking about was that the 3 goal-to-goal situations. The 3 goal-to-goal situations, and so the 3 goal-to-goal situations at the very least could have been 9 points, right? And so if them 9 points, that's the difference in the game. And maybe the game, if he just kicks the extra point before half, then it's 31-28 going. If they win the game 31-28, if everything else goes according to plan. But we know we can't really say that like that because you just can't. So anyhow, so that's what that was, and so they won. But all this talk after the game was Brandon Staley insistence on going for 4th down, and that's not going to go away because that's kind of who they are. Okay, kind of who they are, and it brought up the thought between the analytics versus the eye test. Analytics are basically new school versus old school. New school versus old school. Now I'm old school myself, but I know at some point you got to sprinkle in some new school to stay relevant, to stay up to date. You got to update your resume in this game. Okay. But in your process of going up the ladder, don't drop stuff off that's essential while you're climbing up the ladder. Y'all will get that when you go home. Okay. You climbing up the ladder, make sure you carrying things up the ladder. Don't drop the essential things. As you go up the ladder, don't drop like kindness and respect and decency, all those things. As you getting all these extra, psychological and electronic and technical things as you climb the ladder, don't leave off courtesy, kindness, respectability, decency, and all that stuff. Keep all that stuff as you go up the ladder. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Stay relevant. So anyway, then the other game tonight, I'm not going to talk much about that one because it wasn't that much. It was the Patriots and the New England Patriots. Now your boy took a L on that one because I had the Pats on that one because I thought Bill Belichick was hitting his stride after what he did to the Buffalo Bills. And they had a week off, but the Colts had a week off too. So, and the game kind of started off back and forth, but then the Colts exercised their muscles, and they strong offensive line, and they ran the ball. I mean, in a way, down the Patriots' throat and got the first touchdown. So a little touchdown pass. They drove down and got a touchdown pass to what's the guy's name? Touchdown pass to Hines, and it made it 7-0. And then the uncharacteristic happened. The Patriots started making mistakes, penalties, unsportsmanlike conducts, personal fouls, and different things like that. I mean, this thing kind of came unglued. It was definitely an uncharacteristic bill. But then there was a special teams gaffe. A guy went right through a guy who was supposed to be blocking and blocked the punt, and they recovered for a touchdown. So that's 14-0. If you watch the Patriots, they're a good, solid, fundamentally sound team. Don't have a lot of explosion on the outside. They got good serviceable backs. Damian Harris was out today, so he basically was going with Ramondre Stevenson and Guyton, the other running back. Bolden, not Guyton, Bolden. So they was using those guys, and they really didn't get on track. So really, if you look at it, the Patriots really not equipped to come from behind like that. So it made it kind of tough on Mac to kind of, and they drove down, and the Colts got another field goal in the second quarter to go up 17-0. And the Patriots right before halftime went down inside the 10-yard line and had a chance to tie it up, but Mac Jones was picked in the end zone or right outside the end zone, and that throw that they're scoring drive, and it ended up being then they went on to the third quarter, ended up being 20-0. But they was able to run the ball and really limit the New England Patriots offense. And going forward, realistically, in order for the New England Patriots to realistically think that they can really win a Super Bowl, they just got to get a little more, just a little bit. Just need a little bit more explosion on the outside. I think they got enough everywhere else. You just need somebody on the outside to make defensive backs a little scared. Because they talked about it on the NFL Network afterward, and Steve Smith said they just don't have nobody that makes the defense scared of them. It's like nobody on there that's like, oh no, we got to double cover that guy. But nobody on the outside is like that. Not Jacoby Myers, not Nelson Aguilar, not Harry. Is it N'Keal Harry? N'Keal Harry. None of those guys. Now they got nice tight ends down the seams with Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith. They're good, but they have nobody on the outside that really makes you, because when you get behind, you need receivers to kind of get separation and get the. It makes it a little tough. But Mac Jones played gamely. He was 27 for 46 for 299 and 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions, 2 touchdowns to Hunter Henry. The second one, boy, they cut it to 3. Boy, it was a tight window. The linebacker Darius Leonard had slid back into zone, and he placed that thing that went just outside the outside of his fingers of Leonard, and it went right into Hunter Henry's hand. He fell in the end zone, and they was marveling at the pinpoint passing that Mac Jones put on it. He said, "Man, that you can't hand it to him no better than that. That was perfect ball placement." And then it came down to right before the 2-minute warning. Patriots played it perfect, kicked it off, got it inside the 30. Okay, got a 2-yard run on first down, a 2nd and 8. They called their last timeout at 2 minutes and 8 seconds to go before the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes, 8 seconds left to go in the fourth, and 8 seconds before the 2-minute warning. The thinking is they'll get a 2nd down, and then the 2-minute warning to stop, and then they'll have the 3rd down. And if you can get them stopped there, you'll get the clock, you'll get the ball back with 1 minute and 40 seconds left. And that's plenty of time, only needing a field goal. And funny thing happened. Patriots were playing an 8-9-man front, all men on the line of scrimmage. Jonathan Taylor goes off left tackle. It's a little gap. He cuts back in that little gap. My man Dante Hightower, that's my man, Roll Tide, overran the gap. He let Jonathan Taylor slide in underneath him, and he was gone. Jonathan Taylor's a track guy. He's like a 9'5", 9'7" guy or whatever. He's a track dude, a fast track dude, from Wisconsin. And once he got past the line of scrimmage, I already knew. It was just like Craig and Friday. Oh, you ain't catching no crackhead. Once he got in the hill, I thought, no, you ain't catching him. You're not catching Jonathan Taylor once he got a head of steam going. Not with the speed he got. Okay. And hit his head on the goalpost. It's 27-20. It's 27-17. And for all practical purposes, that was the game. Jonathan Taylor, 29 carries, 170 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He has 1,543 yards and 19 touchdowns. It's a bad dude. Give that dude his respect. Yeah, he Heisman. He's MVP worthy. Okay. Yeah. JT. Remember that name, Jonathan Taylor. Bad dude. MVP candidate. Serious. Give that dude some consideration. It's a bad boy, man. He gonna get 2,000 yards all his worth with 4 games to play. Okay, 3 games to play, and he got almost 1,600 yards. He gonna get 2,000 yards all his worth. He's gonna have over 20 touchdowns too. Yeah, keep an eye on Jonathan Taylor. It's a bad dude. Colts go to 8-6. Patriots fall to 9-5, and as I said before, Kansas City is #1 in the AFC. So those are the 2 games that have already been played. So let me go and run down the rest of the games, and I'll give you Uncle Fred's picks, and we're gonna get up out of here. All right. So we know that the Las Vegas Raiders at the Cleveland Browns game is going to be moved to Monday at 5 o'clock. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to pick the Las Vegas Raiders, even though I know they haven't been playing well. But Cleveland is beat up, missing a lot of guys in and out. Kevin Stefanski is one of them. Baker Mayfield is one of them. So they're going to go with Case Keenum. And I think there's another quarterback on the squad. Like I said, they got up to 20 guys that's on there. Some of them will be back by Monday, but not all of them. Excuse me. So conventional wisdom said Cleveland would win because it's at Cleveland. It's going to be in the cold because it's late December in Cleveland, Lake Erie. Yeah. But I don't know. That's what I'm kind of on the fence. I'm going to slightly slide to the Raiders on this one. Okay. I kind of want to pick Cleveland, but I'm going to slightly pull to the right and go left and go to the Raiders. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go with the Raiders on that one. Okay. Then we got the Carolina Panthers at the Buffalo Bills. Look, the Buffalo Bills had 2 humiliating losses. Well, they think the last loss wasn't humiliating. I'm like, dude, y'all had them 27-27. And you should have, but ain't no moral victories in this thing because you got smoked and got your, the doors beat in by the Patriots, even though it's 14-10. They ran the ball 41 straight times on y'all. Okay. And beat y'all. So then y'all got beat by, the son. Got beat by the dad and got beat by the son, Tom Brady. And he hit y'all with the touchdown Breland Perriman, Rashad Perriman, that's his name. 62 yards touchdown and to send y'all home. So they got him at Carolina. I don't like what Carolina's doing in the fire. Joe Brady, Cam's not looking good. They, Christian McCaffrey's out for the season. He kind of, they done packed it in. So I got Buffalo winning that one. Buffalo needs this win to stay in playoff contention. They already at 7-6. Buffalo needs this game. It's at Buffalo. Yeah, I can't see nowhere Carolina wins this game. So I got Buffalo. Then we got the Arizona Cardinals at the Detroit Lions. Look, Arizona took one on the chin last week at the at home with the Rams. I can't see them losing 2 in a row. They're playing at Detroit, but Detroit's inside on that fast track. Arizona's undefeated on the road this year. I look for Arizona to get some good back. I look for them to win this one by a couple of touchdowns. I got Arizona. Then we got Houston at Jacksonville. This one I wasn't sure about. Houston, I think on paper, kind of has sort of the better team, but with Jacksonville jettisoning their coach, and it's kind of like the Wicked Witch is dead. Maybe we can play now. Got Darrell Bevell taking over for Urban Meyer. And, it was also said that, Urban Meyer sat all the guys down, was like, hey, all you guys are losers. Tell me something y'all want. Well, Darrell Bevell could tell them, hey, I was an offensive coordinator on a Super Bowl winning team. More than you done in the NFL, but, whatever. I ain't doubting on Urban Meyer, but, he's gone now. And sometimes when a team gets a coach gone or a coach that's kind of, they kind of wasn't feeling or whatever the case might be, sometimes they play a lot better than they would have been. Remember, the Houston Texans beat them like 31-10 or 31-7 the first game of the season, had me totally by shock. Houston was trying to tank because they need a quarterback or want a quarterback. Probably going to get that boy Kenny Pickens. I know they're going to get Kenny Pickens. That's what they're probably looking at, but I might be tampering. Let me be quiet. Okay. But anyhow, so I got Jacksonville in that one. They're playing at Jacksonville, and I think they're going to be energized, and I think they win that game. Okay. Then you got the New York Jets at the Miami Dolphins. Miami coming off a bye and won 5 straight. They're playing well. Defense is playing good, like Brian Flores' defense always have. Tua Tagovailoa is finding his stride. I think Jalen Waddle's on the list right now. But you got Gesicki and Devontae Parker. And so you got some guys back there. You can go in Myles Gaskins. I think that's enough with the defense that they're going to employ. They beat the Jets, and I think they go to 7-7. Okay, the Dolphins go to move to 7-7 and win their 6th straight win, and the Jets fall. So I got the Dolphins in that game. Then we got the Dallas Cowboys at the New York Giants. Come on now. I don't even know why you even posed that question to me. Cowboys over everybody. Okay, that's even though I know they're not beating everybody, but I'm picking them over everybody. I got my boys. And I got their back. Okay, so I got even though the Cowboys offense has been sort of stagnant, the defense is coming on. Michael Parsons, Randy Gregory, D-Law, and of course, and my man Trayvon Diggs. Offensively, they've been kind of okay. Dak Prescott kind of ain't playing the way I'd like him to play, but I still got the Cowboys winning that one probably by 10 or 15. Okay, so I got the Cowboys. Gonna do another video on that separately, but just to give you the synopsis, Cowboys win on that one. Okay, then we got the Washington football team at the Philadelphia Eagles, and I know the Eagles kind of perturbed. They're having to play 2 days later than their schedule, and they were fussing and complaining. I'm like, dude, y'all gotta buy. Shut the heck up and have some consideration for some other teams. If it was the other way, you want them to give y'all some time to put a competent team on the field. So what have you? I think the Washington football team got some issues on the offense with Taylor Heineke and some other things. And I think the Eagles coming off a bye, getting all their guys healthy. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Jalen Hurts. I know Minshew was just a one-act play, but they're playing well. Running game is strong. Defense is opportunistic. I got the Philadelphia Eagles winning that one. Then we got the Tennessee Titans at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now this one, y'all know I rolls with the Steelers in terms of I just believe that organization, those players got grit, determination, and a little toughness. And I just like the way they do business. I just have a lot of respect for how they run their thing. And I know there was a heartbreaker that they got last Thursday. They played, and they had like 8 days, 9 days, 10 days to recover from that. And Titans are a better team because I think Julio comes back, AJ Brown comes back. They don't have really a running game. Is Tannehill gonna have enough time to throw? Okay, but I like the Titans defense. I really think the Steelers are gonna win this one, but I'm gonna pick the Titans because they have a better team. I'm gonna go with the Titans. But this one, along with that one, the Raiders and the Browns one, I think could really go the other way. But I'm gonna go with the better team on this one. I'm gonna go with the Titans to win that one at Pittsburgh. But I would not be surprised if Pittsburgh, manned up and got them because they had time to prepare. And Mike Tomlin and probably lit into them boys, and they. But I'm gonna go to the Tennessee Titans. Then we got the Cincinnati Bengals at the Denver Broncos. Look, Denver, they're hit and miss. They'll win some games, lose the other games. They beat Detroit last week, lost the game I thought they really could have won against Kansas City the week before. A pick six to seal it. I just think Cincinnati's not losing 3 games in a row. They lost to the Chargers, then they lost to the 49ers. In both games, I thought they really had a chance to win both of them. But I got the Bengals, man. If they're gonna be a playoff team, they gotta win some of these games. They can't continue to go into tanking games and they're playing on the road, mile high. They lost 2 games on the road that they should have won. I got the Bengals winning, and Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase T. Higgins, and Tyler Boyd. You know, I think they get it done. Okay, I think they get it done. I'm going with the Cincinnati Bengals. Then you got the Atlanta Falcons at the San Francisco 49ers. And I think the San Francisco 49ers are probably one of the more dangerous teams in the NFC. I think they've won like 4 out of 5 or something like that. I think they're like 7-6, if I'm not mistaken. And I think they like 1-4 or something like that, or something like that. But anyhow, they've come on late. They beat the Bengals last week, and I'm not sure who they beat the week before. I know they beat the Rams. May have been the Rams the week before. Then they beat the Bengals last week, and so I think they're on a run. Atlanta. I mean, they won a little game last week. They against Carolina. I mean, they okay. Matt Ryan, Cordero Patterson. I get Gage and Kyle Pitts. I get it, and they got some nice defensive pieces. But I think San Francisco is just better all the way around. So I got the 49ers winning that game. Then we got this is the big game: Green Bay at Baltimore. Normally, if Baltimore was 100% healthy, they got their cornerbacks, at least one good healthy back, competent back behind Lamar Jackson. So they may go with Tyler Huntley. I don't know I think Lamar practiced some this week, but they haven't said which one is playing. But they're playing at Baltimore. Man, they tough to beat there, though. But I got to go with Green Bay. Green Bay's playing well. Green Bay want to hang on to that number 1 seed so they can have their home all the playoff games run through Lambeau. I know they will, but I'm going to tell you just like this, man. If they go in there half-stepping or lollygagging into Baltimore, Baltimore will hit them right dead smack in the mouth. That's a tough-minded organization right there. That if you go in there you ain't ate your Wheaties, ain't expecting a physical battle, they will beat you up, okay? But I got Green Bay. But if they don't go in there with the right mindset, Baltimore will get them some act right. I promise you that. But I'm going with Green Bay in this one. That's a hesitant one. But I'm going with Green Bay because they're the better teams, like I did with Pittsburgh and Tennessee and Las Vegas and Cleveland with the team that they have available to play. Cleveland probably the better team, but the people that's available to play, the Raiders are better. Okay. Then we go with the Seattle Seahawks at the Los Angeles Rams. This game has also been moved to Tuesday at 7:00. And I got the Rams. The Rams playing good football right now. Seattle, where you going? Y'all not going anywhere. Where y'all like 3-8, 4-8 or whatever. I'm not going anywhere, man. I got the Rams winning that one. Matthew Stafford, OBJ. I think Higbee is back, and then you got that damn gum Cooper Kupp, man. Cooper Kupp got like 120 catches already. He gonna have like 150 catches. Cooper Kupp, man. And so I got the Rams. And then you got the New Orleans Saints at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. A lot of people thinking that New Orleans got Tampa Bay, their defense got Tampa Bay's offense in check. They kind of got their number. But I just think Tampa Bay is playing good right now, and they're going with what's the kid's name? Hill. Tyson Hill. They're going with Tyson Hill, and Tampa Bay's defense is just going to shut him down. I just can't see them being able to move the ball consistently. They might give Tom some little problems here or there, but overall, I just don't think they're going to be able to score enough points to stay with Tampa Bay. I got Tampa Bay winning by like 8-10 points in this game. I got Tampa Bay. And then Monday night, you got the Minnesota Vikings at the Chicago Bears, and this was going to be a game of atmospheric conditions. Now, I know Minnesota is like one of them teams that it's a northern team too, but they play indoors. Okay, they play indoors. Now, a couple of years ago, they was playing outdoors until they got their stadium built. I can't think is it Bank America Stadium, something like that. But Bank One or something like that. But anyhow, they play indoors. Chicago Bears play outdoors in late December in Chicago. But I got Minnesota, but I think it's going to be tight. Because I think the weather and the elements going to make up. But I got Minnesota in that game. So that's what I got for week 15. Those are my picks, and I'm sticking by them. And I'll check back with you guys later in the week, Monday, Tuesday. to tell you how your boy, well, it's going to be Wednesday. We're going to have games up to Tuesday. So it's probably got to be Wednesday. So I'll get back with you and tell you how your boy did. Your boy went 11-3 last week, came this close to going 14-0. I'm going to try to go 16-0. Can't go 16-0 because I already lost the game because New England in Indianapolis. So I'm already down one. So, but that's all I got from the desk of Uncle Fred. You guys like, comment, subscribe, get involved, play a part with the Uncle Fred Sports Experience. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. You guys treat each other right, like I was saying in here. Treat others like you won't be treated yourself, and you won't have no problems. If it's gonna do something to help somebody else, man, it ain't gonna put you outdoors. Go on and do it. It ain't gonna kill you, and you'll feel better as a result of it. And you know what? Down the line, somebody else will do you a solid. Okay, that's all I got, Uncle Fred. Love you guys. Y'all take care. I'll catch y'all on the next week. Take care.